The story of Anna Duggar's divorce didn't start with a loud bang. It began with silence, a quiet that settled slowly into her life, day after day, year after year. A silence that felt heavy, like a storm just waiting to break. For a long, long time, Anna lived inside that silence, hoping it would pass, hoping it would soften, hoping that one day she'd wake up and feel safe again. But instead, the silence just grew louder. From the outside, Anna's life looked simple to many. A dedicated wife, a devoted mother of 7, a woman holding her family together against all odds. But few knew what was really happening behind the scenes. Wait, the fear, the uncertainty, and the secrets she kept. Even from herself. It all started years ago, when the first cracks appeared in their carefully constructed world. Whispers turned into rumors, and rumors exploded into scandals that filled headlines and shook the Duggar empire to its core. Through it all, Anna stood by Josh. She believed in forgiveness. She believed in loyalty, and she believed that holding on was the right and only thing to do. But quietly, something deep inside her began to change. As the years passed, Anna carried a burden most people could never even imagine. Every new headline felt like another dark storm cloud gathering overhead. Every court appearance felt like another step away from the life she had once dreamed of, and every moment of pretending that everything was fine, that they were okay, took a little more from her soul. When Josh was sent to prison, a part of Anna hoped this would be the turning point. She hoped the separation would give him time to reflect, time to apologize, time to rebuild the trust he had shattered, time to become the person she still believed he could be. But instead of remorse, something else arrived in the mail. Letters. Letters that were supposed to bring comfort, to make her feel less alone. But the letters she received didn't sound like regret. They didn't sound like healing. They didn't sound like he was ready to change. They sounded like blame. Blame for her distance. Blame for her silence. Blame for her supposed failure to stay loyal, even after everything she had endured. Each letter felt heavier than the last, not because of the words written on the page, but because of the truth hidden between the lines. The truth was, Josh was not changing. Not in the way Anna hoped, not in the way their children desperately needed him to. And that realization was the moment everything began to unravel. Anna kept the letters quietly folded inside a drawer. She didn't show them to the world. She didn't tell the family. She didn't even let herself cry over them, at least not at first. But at night, when the house felt quiet and her children were asleep and the world finally stopped moving, the words would come back to her, haunting her. "You're failing me." Those 3 words echoed in her mind like a shadow she couldn't shake. She thought about her children, their futures, their safety, their peace, and slowly, quietly, she began to understand that staying was no longer a sign of strength. Staying was breaking her, but leaving was terrifying. She knew what divorce meant in her world. She knew what the family believed. She knew the judgment she would face, the pressure, the criticism, the disappointment. But she also knew something else, something more important. She could not let her children grow up in a story that just kept repeating its own painful history. So she began taking silent steps, small, hidden steps, toward a new life. A private conversation with a trusted friend, a quiet online search for legal help, a moment alone in a room, asking herself if she truly had the strength to walk away from everything she had ever known. Months passed before she made the final decision. The night before she filed for divorce, Anna stayed awake long after midnight. The house was completely quiet. Her children were sleeping soundly, and she sat alone at the kitchen table, staring at a single sheet of paper. It wasn't a divorce document. It was one of Josh's letters. She read it again, slowly, not for the words themselves, but for what they revealed. There was no apology, no accountability, no love, just pressure. And in that moment, something inside Anna finally broke hand. Something else, something stronger, finally awakened. The next morning, she went to the courthouse. There were no cameras, no reporters, no family members. It was just Anna, and the courage she had been quietly building for years. The divorce was filed in silence, but the aftermath was anything but quiet. When the news reached the Duggar home, the reaction was almost immediate. Some siblings supported her instantly. They saw her pain. They saw her effort. They saw her incredible strength. But others felt betrayed. They believed divorce should never happen, under any circumstances. They believed Anna had walked away from a sacred promise she should have kept. Jim Bob was reportedly disappointed. Michelle was torn between compassion for Anna and caution for the family's image. The family, so united on the outside, suddenly felt divided behind closed doors. But fans online felt none of that confusion. They saw a woman who had endured more than enough. A woman who had fought longer and harder than most people ever would. A woman who, finally, chose healing for herself and her children. Thousands of messages poured in. She deserves peace. She deserves safety. She deserves a future. And slowly, Anna began to believe it too. The court granted her full custody of all 7 children. A judge reviewed the case carefully and decided that Josh would not have visitation rights while in prison. For the first time in a very long time, Anna felt a small breath of relief. She began considering a move to Florida, a place far from the noise, the pressure, and the weight of old memories. Her sister lived there. Her children could grow up quietly, and Anna could start to rebuild her life, step by step, moment by moment. Meanwhile, in another part of the Duggar world, a different, happier story was unfolding. Jinger Duggar welcomed her new baby boy, Finnegan Challow. The news arrived like a soft light in the middle of heavy shadows, a moment of pure joy, a new beginning, and a gentle reminder that life continues, even in the middle of pain. Jinger shared the names, meaning the story, and the joy. Fans saw the stark contrast between the two sisters' paths, one starting over, one starting anew. But both women were moving forward. Anna's divorce is not just an ending. It is a beginning, born from years of emotional weight. It's a quiet journey toward freedom. A silent path toward healing. It's the story of a mother choosing peace over fear and a future over a painful past. And as she steps into this new chapter, with 7 children by her side and a heart finally learning how to breathe again, Anna Duggar shows the world that even in silence, incredible strength can grow. Sometimes, the bravest stories are the ones told without a single sound. Thanks for watching. If you found this story compelling, please give this video a like and subscribe for more content. We'll see you next time.